What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Royaire from Royaire's World. DIva and I are back, and we are recapping season 2 of the Braxtons. Yes, the girls are back, and it's filled with mess. Well, apparently Ashley Denise has some family tea, Tawanda's getting married, and Tony and Tamar. Just check out the preview. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to both Royaire's World and Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, and your notification bells on all. That way you don't miss a beat for season 2 of the Braxtons. And remember, it's all in good fun. Good evening, Auntie Diva.
Hey.
We are back on a marvelous Monday to recap The Real Housewives of Potomac season 10, episode 3. Chin checked, okay?
Chin
the
check.
people got chin checked this episode, Diva. Now, I don't know what happened in the last episode, but people got chin checked in this episode for sure, okay? It came through loud and clear.
Loud and clear.
Good evening, everybody. We are here on Royaire's World and Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva. If this is your first time, welcome. If not, welcome back. Make sure you hit that like button on both channels. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you please subscribe to both channels and do us one more favor. Hit that share button tonight and let the people know we are live and recapping The Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 3. How you doing, Auntie?
Good. How are you?
We are here. We are alive and well in the land of the living, and we're ready to recap the show.
I gotta get my door. I'll be right back.
Okay, all righty. Listen, while we're waiting on that, welcome into the building, everyone. Thank you, Tay, for joining us as always. Burly Girl, thank you for joining us tonight. Katrina, thank you so much. Miss Thelma, hello. Emmanuel. We are here, y'all, and we are ready. Listen, now last week, they was giving us a drag on The Real Housewives of Potomac. Last week was just full of a bunch of lame BS and lame drama. But this week, Bravo heard our cry. They heard us, and they brought back episode 3 and brought in some good storylines. I enjoyed some of the stories that they offered us this week. I enjoyed getting to know the new ladies and their families and what they got going on, where they came from. And I enjoyed the last scene as well, which we're going to get to that in just a moment. Because the people got what? Chin checked.
Chin checked, honey. Chin checked. Okay.
Anything before we get started, Auntie?
No, as you stated, they're giving us a show. I'm here for Potomac, right? But as we get into these different scenes, I will tell you my feelings on some different things. Because there's some things that's going on that I just don't like, okay? And just how they're doing Stacey, I'm really not here for it. I ain't got to be in love with Stacey to know that they're just doing Stacey dirty. It's like they have nobody else to do a storyline off of. So it's like we're going to pick on Stacey, okay? Yeah. But I'm not here for it. It's obvious. Yeah, it's obvious. Yeah.
It's very obvious. We definitely see, the girls are having a target per usual, as they do every season. And this season, Stacey, tag, you're it. Okay. Yeah. Stacey is it. Now, yesterday, Diva, we did address, and I'll just bring it up real quick since we're here tonight actually talking about it. We did address Wendy Osefa, okay? She did make an announcement on yesterday, and so I'll just pull that up again real quick. But, we have not heard from Wendy since, all of the allegations have come out, everyone. We hadn't really heard from her. She hadn't said anything, but her and her husband, Eddie, they both sent a little message out yesterday. Now, I don't know if you've seen Eddie's message, but he had a scripture for us. And I'll pull that up in just a moment. Did you see Eddie's?
I did.
Okay. Well, we'll pull that up in just a moment. But here's Wendy, okay? Looking fabulous. And Wendy was just letting us know that, she's still standing. She says, through it all, God remains faithful. Thank you for your outpouring of love, support, and prayers for myself and most importantly, my family during this time. We are forever grateful. And she told the people to tune in to Bravo, okay? Tune in to make sure you watch her, because she need that check to clear from Bravo. All right? And then so Eddie, he also sent in a little post as well. Let me go to Eddie's page. They have such a beautiful...
Oh my God, they destroyed that beautiful family. That picture is beautiful.
All of the kids got Instagram. Let me go back to Eddie. Sorry, people. But
Not an
yes.
announcement. Wait, hold on, Royaire. Not an announcement saying nothing.
Let's see.
My tummy hurt. Oh my God. Announcement saying nothing. Well, and then there's that. And then there's that.
And then here's Eddie's post from yesterday as well. Another beautiful family picture. Okay. Looks like they're in New York. And Eddie says over here, trust in the Lord with all your heart.
Amen.
Lean not unto your own understanding.
Hello.
In all your ways acknowledge him. And he shall make your path straight. Proverbs 3:5, verse 6.
And he can make a path straight to the jailhouse.
He
If people after they do wrong, they want to get all biblical on us. They want to get all biblical on us.
Make it path straight to the jailhouse. Oh my Lord.
Yes, he can. And like Emmanuel said, thou shalt not steal. How about that verse, Eddie? Come on now. Don't play us out. Raheem said clearly didn't lean into insurance fraud understanding. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Come on, y'all be sorting out the gate. Y'all gotta give us a chance to get into this, but y'all ain't playing. That mean, it's the foolery with me with people.
It is.
It's the foolery. It's like, come on, stop. Wrong is wrong.
It is. It is.
And at the end of the day, I can't say this enough, Royaire. Let's be clear. Life is what it is, right? But when you look like me, you got a little color to your skin. You better walk the straight and narrow and don't play no games.
Yeah, you can't.
You can't.
Because they're always looking for us for our next downfall. All the time. But and then we'll get into this after. We'll get into episode after this. But we talked about Wendy and Nneka and their situation as well. My stream is a little slow.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Are you gonna pull up?
I see it up for me. Yeah, yours is doing you dirty for a minute because it's sitting there for me.
It is
because it's saying Nneka been knowing that Wendy used to return her used designer clothing. Oh my God! In the name of the white, how dreadful!
Can we see the clip playing, Diva?
I can see it, but we don't hear nothing.
Okay, I didn't play no sound because I think it's music playing onto this.
Oh, well,
so I didn't want to play any sound.
Right.
Yes, but this is the scene that everybody was talking about when Nneka made the comment about the clothes being returned.
No. Social media. They posted the video.
I loved her Mugler outfit.
Okay.
I hope she didn't return it already.
Did you see that? No. Social media. They posted the video.
So you
I love
Royaire. Yeah, so she pretty much said, yeah, she loved her outfit. She hoped she didn't return it already. So I think the whole cast kind of knew that Wendy was into fronting and stunting and scheming, because Nneka was a newbie on the block, and for Nneka to know that and say that, then it had to be the word on the street.
Come back.
Yeah. Okay. No problem. Yeah. Go ahead. You could go ahead. Go out and come back in. So, Nneka had to have known like for a minute that was the word on the street about Wendy and her clothes and her items. Stephanie said most housewives rent their clothes. It's different when you rent your clothes from a legit place that rents the clothes. I think there used to be a thing called Rent the Runway or something like that. It's a difference when you rent your clothes versus going through to a Bloomingdale's, a Saks, Fifth Avenue, a Nordstrom's, or whatever high-end store out there, and actually purchasing the item and then wearing the item and then returning it back to said store. So there's a major difference between going to a place where you rent, because I know Lisa Rinna used to tell the truth. Lisa Rinna used to say, I rented this, right? I rented it off the runway. So it's a difference between renting and making a purchase and then going back and returning said purchase. So yeah, there's a major difference.
Yes. Okay, are we good now? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can see you. I can hear you. Looking good.
All right. Thank you, people. Sorry about that, but y'all got the gist of what we was trying to say. This has been an alleged situation going on with Wendy for a while. NECA called onto it. Ashley told us on her Instagram that the girls already knew about this. This ain't news to her. This is just news to us, okay?
Oh my gosh.
So, sending our best to Wendy. Like I said yesterday, you know, everybody's innocent until proven guilty, but the evidence, it ain't looking too good, Wendy, for an innocent verdict. But we will see. We will see. Well, Auntie, we can go on and get into this episode. We are recapping again Real Housewives of Potomac, episode 3, Chin Check. And so we are started off, you know, giving our little montages through the episode, of course. Angel and her family, they are budgeting for their new home. They have already informed us. And so, see, this is reality TV, okay? Angel already told us that they are moving from Denver, Colorado. They trying to get settled in and get things right. So they're renting their home, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so she asks hubby, you know, what's our budget? She's thinking about $7 million. Hubby was like, ooh, we'll talk about it. But the couple have come together to talk about budgeting. That's important, okay? Ashley.
Wait, let me just ask you this real quick. What does Angel do? Is she just a housewife?
I assume so.
Her husband is a retired player, like
NFL player.
And they want to mess around with a $7 million home. Is he doing some type of sports podcast every day?
Well,
okay, carry on. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
We're still getting to know the people. You know, they're slowly opening us up. So,
okay,
you know, we'll see, I guess, hopefully. Maybe she's actually a real housewife, as the show is entitled. Just a real housewife.
Okay,
they do have their own business. I forgot about that. The outdoor business. Thank you, Monique, for letting us know. Remember, they had their outdoor business up in Colorado. The lab luxury. No, it's not ringing a bell.
No.
Oh, DIva.
All right, don't go by me. I forgot. Okay. They transferred that business to Atlanta.
Well, they're trying to find a place where they can move that business to Potomac as well. The outdoor wilderness business.
What was that? Okay, I'm sorry because I'm distracting us already. What was that out in Colorado? What was that outdoor wilderness business about? What was it?
Bringing luxury to outdoor living. So remember, they remodeled their home and they were like the best home in the magazine.
The pictures were gorgeous.
Yes. So
okay, so she's like a designer lifestyle type of business. You could do that
for outdoors though, for like outdoor living. I'm assuming.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Help us out in the comment section, people. Help DIva bring it back to her memory.
Okay.
So you know, Ashley's doing her workout thing. We do know. Yes, the tourists and excursions. They do touring excursions outside lavishly. Okay. So Ashley is doing her workout thing, as we all know. And last year it was Gizelle and J&A, was that what G&A? G&A, that's what it was. I guess she's going on her own, taking her own classes. And DIva, actually, I love doing individual workout classes as well. I love to go to a class and work out with other people, like in the class. So I thought that was super cute as well. And then, you know, we have a moment with Stacey and Arabella. Now, Stacey's daughter, Arabella, is trying to be a part of the pageant world, I'm assuming. She is going for Miss Third Grade. Stacey, you know, had to show her daughter how to strut down the runway, okay? Because Arabella wasn't doing her best. She's still building up that confidence, you know, trying to come into her new walk. And so Stacey gets up and struts the runway. I said, all right, Stacey, you better have the walk and the pose. You know, Stacey's friend said, thank you for giving the example to come sit on down, sit it on down. You know, give Arabella her moment. Stacey has not shared yet with Arabella that her and her father are, you know, back together. But she feels that Arabella is smart enough and already kind of has an understanding that they are back together. But she's still keeping it a secret and, you know, letting it be what it is until further notice. So those were those beginning scenes. Anything on those?
Well, yeah, of course, I gotta say something. This $7 million home is concerning me. But if it's not concerning the couple, then, you know, I'm gonna roll with it. Because I think you could get yourself a nice home without a $7 million budget. Like I said, I don't know if he's like a sportscaster. I don't know what he's doing, right? But I'm just saying, in these times, just hold on to your money, okay? I thought Sandra and Elvin were good. Listen, okay? So, you know, all right, I'm concerned, but, you know, cute little scene with her husband, the baby, all that. Okay, fine. Ashley working out, you know, she wants to be the strongest, the fastest, the best, whatever, you know, whatever. Nice little pocket scene with Ashley. Ashley to me is always one of those, I don't wish her gone, but I always feel like Ashley never focuses on her own personal storyline. I feel like Ashley always picks on somebody, and that somebody becomes her storyline for the whole season, and she runs it in the ground. So I wish Ashley would get her own storyline. Yeah, I think Ashley is fading out fast. She is to me, right? I wish she would get her own storyline. She had one when her husband was still on the show, but I just think Ashley, I'm not feeling it, right? I'm just not feeling it. Arabella and Stacey. Stacey to me is just like an airhead, right? You know, Stacey, you know, I don't mind her being on the show because at the end of the day, she actually has a man, her husband, right? That she's perhaps getting back with. What I find with these girls, what I find, Royaire, is when there's somebody that truly has a relationship with their man, they don't like it.
Haters.
They haters. They hate on it. So I feel like they're hating on Stacey. And as much as Ashley went back and forth to her man Michael and all that he was accused of and doing, she needs to shut up about Stacey showing papers, not showing papers. As much as, you know, Gizelle had with her men on the show, I just don't like it, right? So I think they hate on people that actually has husbands. And that's what they did to Wendy when she first came through with Eddie. They just don't like people who truly have a relationship with their man. The scene with Arabella and Stacey was cute. The daughter is adorable. Was getting to see just in that little scene. We saw a little bit more of her personality too, because she didn't show her that much last year. She showed her, but she didn't, right? And I think she didn't because the husband and her were going through it. And, you know, there was so much she can show. But you can tell that this man truly loves Stacey. Sometimes you got to leave people for a minute so that they can see it's nothing but smut in the streets, right? And then you come back to what's really real. So I think her husband went out there in the streets. He saw it was smut in the streets. And he was like, let me go back to my Stacey. And so here he is, and you see Stacey, let me call Papa. And you know, Stacey is a typical housewife that is not really used to having to work, right? She'll do some work, she'll do QVC or you know, whatever. She'll do a little something here and there. But Stacey ain't built for, you know, working hard and grinding, because that ain't what she was used to. She used to her rich husband, her cute little daughter. They go on vacation. She get to spend her money. And Stacey also don't seem like she's a big spender, if you notice that. When Stacey shows up It's not necessarily all of this designer stuff. You don't see her putting down the Chanel bag, the Louis, the Gucci, all that. Stacey just shows up. So I feel like Stacey also never really overspent the money when she was in her relationship. I think she loved being with her husband. She loved her little family, and and that was that. So it was cute little scenes.
Yeah, I thought the scenes were cute. I definitely loved the way that, Arabella is coming into her own, Miss Third Grade. I love that. She is so beautiful. I definitely think that she will build the personality to be in that pageant world, especially if she's going to be anything like her mom. Stacey definitely has that potential and that personality. So I can totally see Arabella following through in that as well. Like you said, and like Emmanuel said, and everybody else, Ashley, and I even noticed it when I watched today, because I watched last night too, but I watched it today a couple of times, and I noticed that we did not see Ashley in this episode except for in the intro, in the beginning, and at the end for Kay's party. So that spoke a lot to me as well. So maybe Ashley is fading out and it's time for her to move on and for us to add in a housewife who is married. Because what I also love about this episode, we are adding 2 new housewives who actually have husbands. And we were able to dive into a new family with a husband, a wife, children. It made me think of the Real Housewives back when everybody was married and had somebody. It was great episode to me.
Yeah, and wait, let me just add this. I like Ashley's friend. I'm here for a friend.
Jack Harlow.
Not Ashley. I'm sorry. I like Stacey's friend. I'm here for a friend because he told Stacey, he said, "Sit down and let Arabella do her thing." So,
okay.
So I like him. I like him.
Yes.
But I like that. That was the magic sauce with Roa. These little friends,
the friends up.
Yeah, the friends up, because they would throw in little pockets that meant everything, right? So I like her friend.
Yes. So, we head over into a meeting with Wendy and Kay. Looks like they're meeting outside by the river, okay, to have a little conversation, okay? So Kay wants to address some issues that she's been harboring against Wendy. Kay feels that her and Wendy, have a pretty good friendship relationship when it comes to camera time. But then as soon as the camera cuts off, Wendy goes to whoever she actually really is in real life. And allegedly she's a fraud in real life. So maybe Kay caught on to what we was talking, like what we've been missing, okay? But Kay wants to discuss her issues with Wendy. Kay feels that Wendy, like I said, has a different relationship when they're on camera. Kay and Wendy are kind of going back and forth about this Preakness event that they are supposed to be hosting. I guess from my understanding, Wendy shares with us that the First Lady of Maryland reached out to her to help host an event in regards to Preakness. And so somehow Kay got involved in this as well. So Kay wanted to decide, are you going to be hosting? Am I hosting? Are we hosting together? What are we doing? Okay. And so Wendy said, well, listen, this was originally my event that I got together because the First Lady reached out to me. So you can do whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, this is still my event. So Kay decided that she's going to be hosting a brunch at her house. And so they'll work that out with each other. Kay also brought back up the bloom party with Ashley. Ashley, had her bloom party in the first episode, and Kay felt very dismissed, by Wendy when it came to having conversation, I guess in group settings. At first she was sitting down with Gizelle talking, and so she said, you don't even like Gizelle like that. You're sitting here having a whole conversation with somebody you don't like and paying me no attention. And so Wendy says, pretty much the issues that you are bringing to me, they're petty. They don't mean anything. It's not like I betrayed you. It's not like I stabbed you in the back. You're bringing up pettyless, dumb issues because you feel like basically you want me to hold your hand in a friendship. And I'm not going to hold your hand in no friendship. So if you got an issue with me, you have an issue with me. But I'm moving forward. Kay realized that she ain't going to get no real answers out of Wendy. She's not going to get no real acknowledgement of an apology or, extending an olive branch to help heal the friendship. And so Kay said, screw it. It is what it is. I see you, you see me, we see each other. Okay? And we're going to be good. And so they dismissed and went on about their separate ways at the end of that conversation. I'm going to throw this in here too because it's just a little smaller scene. We meet Angel's family. Okay? Angel, we met Bobby's mother, Miss Patricia. We met Bobby, of course, the husband. I'm assuming the gentleman was her dad. I didn't see his name.
Angel's dad. I want to say it was Marvin. I thought it was
Mr. Marvin. All right, Mr. Marvin. And then we have 2 little children, Gia and Kush, 1 and 4. Okay. Bobby is a domestic man, Diva.
Yes, he is.
He out here making the breakfast for the family. I said, come on.
Come on, Bobby.
You ready to play the sports and be domestic?
Come on.
So, he made little eggs, little sausage, little bacon. I said, all right, fool. Angel's mom passed away 10 years ago in 2015. And so she says she always misses her mother, but she knows that her mother's present is always, her spirit is always with her and present. Angel, is still a little shocked about the chin check comment. She brought the chin check comment up to her husband. And Bobby was shocked. He's chin check. We don't use those kind of words. We don't talk like that to each other. It took her aback. Angel was also upset, that she just felt that her and Kay had a better relationship. She didn't think that Kay would say those things, would kind of make up. She didn't believe it. She's just really going based off of what Gizelle said. And listen, if that's your friend, I totally understand not possibly believing it, because the people say stuff. But I think you know your friend a lot better than we do. And I think your friend said it. Listen, Angel felt that the comment was disrespectful, out of pocket, and out of line, and it will be dealt with. So those were those 2 scenes. Diva, anything you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, so Wendy and Kay, that whole discussion, I'm trying to put out of my mind the whole Wendy situation that we know about now, right? And try to just judge the scene for what it is, right? But Wendy is condescending. And so Wendy is very condescending. And I believe Kay that Wendy just wanted to be TV friends. There's a lot of them that do that. Remember, they accused Quad of doing that on Married to Medicine. That Quad only engages when the camera's about to pick up, and then when the cameras are down, you're out of sight, out of mind, and she has nothing. She ain't got nothing for you. So I do feel that conversation was very condescending. And I see that once again, it looked like Kay and Wendy were both trying to do something for Preakness. And Kay was trying to ask her, like, what's going on? What you doing? And Wendy is all high and mighty, like, I'm doing it. The first lady asked me to do this, whatever the case may be. So, and then the way Wendy started just laughing to like shut Kay up, I was like, all right. So that conversation, it was useless to me. It wasn't going to get anywhere. And I don't know what is with Wendy this season with all of the like onesie outfits, like the short shorts. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it, right? Yeah, that outfit she came in for to meet Kay, the outfit she comes in the later scene with the white on and the ruffled shorts. I don't know. I'm not feeling it, but so that scene, and Wendy said, I saw a lot of red flags with you. I don't know. It was just, I wasn't here for it, right? And then, her saying, like, you don't even like Gizelle. But I think that with Wendy, it was always, I had them on and didn't even know it. Oh, Mitchell. Blessings.
Yes.
Blessings, and hope you feel better.
Yes.
For you. So, it just, I don't know. I just was like, whatever to that scene. Angel, her husband, Bobby, the daughter, Angel's father. I thought it was a cute family scene. I did appreciate it. I like the fact that he was cooking. I like the fact that we got real husbands. Like, for real husbands. And I think when you come into, like, even for us, Royaire, like, not on the show, when you come into a new friend group, it's not easy. Because your other friends, they know you and they know your little quirks, but the new people got to kind of get to know you, right? And sometimes the new people may take something you say sideways, but then your friend will be like, oh, no, she ain't mean nothing by that, or he ain't mean nothing by that.
Don't she not like that?
So I know how I can see that it's hard for Angel to kind of like finds her way in this whole relationship type situation with the group. And the group doesn't make it easy for new people to come in either. So, but the chin check comment, I don't like it either. Because that is an aggressive way. It's like, no, I chin check DIva. I shut it down. Like I told her, like, so I do think it was messy. And I do think Kay was being messy, like saying I said it, but I didn't say it. But okay, if I said it, whatever. Like, I don't know. Like, I almost feel like, and we'll get into that scene, the latest scene. I almost feel like Kay got something on Angel. Because she did end up chin checking her. Everybody. And I'm just like, oh my God. So, I mean, Angel came out the gate with her husband, like, I don't like that, this, that, the other. But then later on, she backs down and bows down. So, I don't know. It's weird to me. And we got to see. It's going to be interesting to see. They've been friends for 20 years, but we have seen friendships break up on these shows like that. It's going to be interesting to see where this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, with the whole Wendy and Kay situation, I'll say this. You know when somebody is your friend and you know when they're not. Kay recognizes that Wendy is not her friend, so that you're trying to push this narrative that Wendy ain't really done nothing for real to you. She's just not what you expect. You put an expectation on her and she's not fulfilling that expectation. That ain't Wendy's fault. That's your fault. You can't put expectations on people and then when they fall flat, you upset about it. Like, no. I don't see that Wendy, based off of what we saw last season, I don't see that Wendy was pressing to, or remember, I don't recall of her pressing to be Kay's friend. I don't recall that. So where this so-called, you know, we were cool. Kay herself said that we cool on camera, but then off camera, I noticed something different. These are things that you're noticing. So obviously this ain't your real friend. So I just felt like bringing up this whole situation. You didn't have nothing else to talk about. You obviously don't have a storyline. So you just used this to make up something. It was lame. It was whack. It was unnecessary. To Wendy, if the first lady is really your friend, you should have reached out to her about these charges that you should have got a heads up. You should have got some kind of heads up. How really close are you to the first lady of Potomac or of Maryland?
You know what though, Royaire? Honestly, I think they knew. I think they knew it was coming down the pike. Okay. I think they knew. But you know, even when you know, it's not like you can stop it.
That's true.
but my thing is, if they did know, I don't know how close to when they came to get them, did they know? But my thing is, if you did know, go find all the stuff that you said was stolen and get it out that house. So I would have had a bonfire in my bag.
You gotta be like Apollo and take that stuff over to Candy.
Okay, hello. They ain't coming to get my stuff. I want it when I come out. So
okay.
So yeah. I you know, I'm gonna be honest with you, Royaire. I just feel like that with this whole Wendy situation, and unfortunately, I know it's going to come up this whole season as we do these recaps. I really do. I feel bad in the sense that any of these ladies, because all of them do it, right? And I'm not saying necessarily fraud. All of them overspend to show out for the show, right? Sheree did it every season. Yeah. Sheree did it every season. She did it with Chateau Sheree. And like I said, now I heard she doesn't even own or have Chateau Sheree anymore. And to have poured all of that money into it, and she did a gorgeous job with that place. Yeah, and for you not to have it now, and remember Marlo was showing up. Huh?
Is that true? Because I've been seeing that too, but I didn't know.
I don't know, but I could believe it because how is she paying for it? And then they were saying anyway that it was never her name, that she had put it in the mother's name. It's just very sad. And then even remember that one season where Marlo showed us where she was allegedly buying this big house and then nothing ever happened. I think they all do too much to show up for the show, and it ends up biting them in the booty.
Yes. You know, I was listening, sidebar everybody, I was listening to Humble Brag, shout out to Humble Brag with Crystal Minkoff and Cynthia Bailey. And so Cynthia and Crystal, they were discussing this Wendy Osefo situation and everything. And they said that, you know, unfortunately, they feel that a lot of the ladies do fall into the pressure of living up to the lifestyle that social media has created for the housewives to live. And so Cynthia was saying, you know, she never really got caught up in that lifestyle, you know, and that's one thing that I have now noticed yet again about Cynthia. Cynthia never came with a bunch of labels or a bunch of names, but, you know, Cynthia showed up as Cynthia. And that is why she has still been able to be successful in the housewife realm to this day, because she showed up as herself. You know, Cynthia also says she hasn't had any robberies or break-ins. She didn't get on the TV flashing all of her good designer stuff and all of that. She has it, but she's not a fronting girl. And I think that also kind of is not a big deal for Cynthia because she grew up in the fashion industry, modeling, walking, Rome, you know, all of the places. So it's not a major thing to her, but it is sad. And I really do think that the ladies on this platform, you do get caught up in trying to impress the people. What did Nene say? I don't have to keep up with the Joneses because I am the Joneses. That right there, you know, the keeping up with it all, and people get caught up. You really, really get caught up. Toya and Eugene, thank you, Katrina. Same situation with Toya and Eugene, and all that, trying to keep up with the doctors' wives, and here we are in these messy situations. So,
let me also say this though, Royaire. Don't try to blame it on social media. The whole Housewife franchise was built off of you were supposed to have money. So don't try to say what we looking for. Nah, the whole franchise was built off of you supposed to have money. So when y'all want to go up there pretending that y'all do, that's on y'all, not us.
You better. Diva says she's not taking accountability for none of these.
No, because you know I'm one to say keep it 100, keep it real. Let the people know what you really going through. That ain't on us. That's on y'all. You want to come in there showing you bought a Birkin bag and you got this and you got that, and your kids only go to the $30,000 and $40,000 private school. That ain't on us. You want to get a house with a 2-level closet. Come on, we were supposed to look at that part. You want to get a house with a 2-level closet? That ain't on us.
Yeah. So listen, everybody, we thank you for joining us. Make sure you hitting that like button. We are live on Chronicles of the Greyhead Diva and Royaire's World. So make sure you hit the like button on both channels. If you're not a subscriber, make sure you subscribe, and we appreciate you for joining us. Continue leaving your thoughts and opinions down below. You know, Angel and her family, I think we already talked about that as well. Beautiful children, you know, beautiful family. I don't know exactly how to feel about Angel at this point now, because last week Angel told us that she's the chin checker, okay? And so we'll get into that a little bit later, but I thought her scene was very nice. Like you said, it's nice to see a family on The Real Housewives with a husband who's actually involved, who's actually feeling comfortable on the camera, and it just seemed natural for them to be together. So I totally enjoyed that scene. Totally enjoyed it. So we have a little lunch scene with Stacey and Jazzy. We haven't seen Jazzy since last season. The last time Stacey and Jazzy really were together was when they were left on standby from Mia for her birthday party down in Miami. They flew down to Miami to celebrate Mia her birthday. Mia left them hanging, never contacted them, never reached out, nothing, okay? So that was the last time that they really kind of connected. Stacey wanted to apologize for not being a good friend because she prides herself on being a good friend. Jazzy said that's a heavy time. So I'm assuming that Jazzy really don't see Stacey as a friend, but, you know, she apologized. Jazzy said that she, you know, she's working on her wedding still. So she is still getting married to that man who has kids with another woman who allegedly she picked up while she was still with that man, supposedly, but we'll leave that alone. And she will be having multiple dresses, okay? So we're working on that as well. Stacey said that she's been having still a little issue with this group, trying to find her place in the group, where she fits in. She feels that all of the ladies really still give her a hard time. She opened up about Gizelle and Ashley pressing her about this divorce issue and the paperwork and proof and all of that. And she is just, still trying to figure her way out. But what Stacey is confused about is, while, you're running around here talking about me and my ex-husband, Gizelle, didn't you get back with your ex-husband, Jamal? And it not work out again? And then while you still worried about me and what I'm doing, allegedly, you got a man that you out here dating. We want to talk about honesty and truth this season and what we're really doing. Well, Gizelle, where's this man that you're dating? We want honest friendships. We want people to be accountable. Remember those words, Gizelle? Where are those things at? Stacey also brought up that she's going, out for Preakness. And so Jazzy said, everybody's going now, so we should all meet up together. Stacey agreed we should all meet up while we're out. Apparently this guy that Gizelle is dating, he's a retired NFL player. Possibly Jazzy knows him. He's in his 50s. And so we'll see if that storyline ever comes to fruition here this season on season 10, okay? I'm going to stop here because the next scene was kind of big. So I'll let us talk about that real quick. Anything on that?
Yeah, so Stacey and Jazzy meeting up. I mean, it was a cute scene, right? It kind of was what it was. And, I do agree that if we're going to be putting people business out in the street, then Gizelle, we're going to put your business out in the street. What about this man that you dating, right? Jazzy is a tragic situation for me. It's often sad when you have young ladies who they know what they signing up for and they still say yes to the mess. Like, this man had a whole situation, babies, and it just seemed too much. But she's so dead set on marrying a professional player that she's going to ignore all the red flags and go ahead and move forward with this, talking about, I'm going to put on a show, I'm going to have 2 dresses. And that's exactly what it's going to be, Jazzy, a show. Because he has a whole ready-made family. He allegedly left a girl to be with you. I just think it's just messy, right? It's just super messy. But you know what? Just like that other girl, I forgot the NFL player name right now, but she married him knowing he already had 13 kids and something like that. And he was having kids while they was engaged, and she still married him. And now it's not even been a whole year and change, I don't think. And they're getting divorced. You signed up for this knowing what you were signing up for. And now she wants to come to us for our help, talking about he been hitting on me, he been this, he been that. Girlfriend, he was doing it to you before you even got married. And you and your mama decided that y'all was going to move forward because somehow, some reason, you thought you was going to be treated differently than the other 15 ladies and their babies. And so here you are. You baby mama number 10. Going to raise your kid by yourself. And after a while, Royaire, the child support money is going to run out. How can this man keep giving child support to 13, 14 kids? It's going to run out, and then what do? I don't know. I just don't understand why girls sign up for this. I mean, Jazzy's a beautiful girl. I'm sure you could find a man that doesn't have all of this baggage, but you're walking into this. So all I can say is good luck, Jazzy.
And if we remember, Jazzy comes from a little bit of money, too, because remember, her parents own a vineyard. You remember that?
You remember that. So this
what are we doing?
Well, you know what? She may have to, in the end of the day, she might be paying him spousal support. Listen, she's signing up for this, and all I can say is, Royaire, don't come to us with the BS afterwards. Don't come to us with the BS afterwards, because I'm not going to have no sympathy for you, because you knew what you signed up for. You got the resume. The resume was all kind of tainted, and you still gave him the job. So that's on you, Jazzy. Good luck.
Yeah,
but I'm here for a good wedding. I'm here for a good wedding in the 3 dresses.
I'm not if it's going to end in a bunch of foolishness, but we'll see. But yeah, that scene as well, I thought it was very interesting that Gizelle, is and Ashley, they're digging up all of this information in regards to Stacey and trying to figure out her divorce situation. Ashley, you just got a divorce. Literally. We was waiting on this divorce for what, 3 years? Gizelle, you've been back and forth with Jamal literally since you've been on the show. You got on the show talking about how he was low down and dirty and trash and don't do nothing for you. Then all of a sudden, he was Captain Save a Hoe. He was there for you when your dad passed away, was able to get you to fly to wherever your dad was. Started back dating him again. Then you dated Mr. Biggs. And then y'all was, Gizelle, you can't talk about anybody having any kind of male relationship with anything because you've been up and down literally since you've been on the Housewives of Potomac for 10 years. Up and down, in and out of relationships, screwing whoever. Stop it. Stop it, ma'am. But I like the scene with the two girls. I thought it was nice to have, just a little conversation, get a little update on the tea. It was good to see Jazzy. She's still looking beautiful, and Stacey needs a friend. She needed a friend. So
she does. So you know what? You are correct. Stacey needs a friend. Because, honey, they are coming for Stacey, roasting her, tossing her upside down. She's overcooked and done. Yeah, she did need a friend. So you are correct. Holler at Jazzy. Thank you, Jazzy.
Shout out to Jazzy. Thank you.
Shout out to Jazzy. Honey, she do need a friend. Yeah.
Yes. So we head into the next family, which is Tia and her husband, Rob. Another one of my favorite scenes of the night, Diva. I really enjoyed this scene. So, okay. So we are introduced to Keiarna, I believe it is, who is 16. We have Alexis, who's 13. And they're both described by Tia as a lot. And then we have Rob, her husband. And then we have the two twins, Nathaniel and Amaris, I believe it is pronounced. They are both 11. So 4 beautiful children, a husband, and a wife. This is a real housewife of Potomac, okay? She is Tia. Now, Tia grew up in England, but she still believes in her Nigerian culture and values. And so, in the Nigerian culture, based off of what Wendy and and Tia has talked about, it's about respecting and honoring your parents. Whatever they desire of you, you do it. It's about being there to support them, to take care of them, And so, even though Tia grew up in England and with the Nigerian culture, she still believes in kind of the new age parenting, if you may, of allowing your children to have a voice, to say what they want to say in a respectful way, right? But, you just don't want your children to say it to you. You want them to respect, have that voice for others, but it's kind of hard to receive it from them, okay? She's learning how to balance that, motherhood and workhood. Dad comes in the scene because the daughters are having a little argument. Mom said we can have a friend over. One sister said she gonna have 5 or 6 friends over, allegedly. The sister said, no, I didn't say that. Dad comes in to figure out what's going on. And they try to make Dad seem like he crazy. Like they ain't been sitting at the table arguing the whole time. Dad was just trying to come over and bring some peace. Well, Tia and Rob go outside to have a little convo on the patio back area. And so Tia, she is very, happy about her husband being supportive of her, stepping up. Tia opens up and shares that, growing up, her mom was a stay-at-home mom. So her mom was always there and present with her. But Tia's struggling finding a balance between her career and her wifely duties and being a mom as well. She feels like it's not enough time in the day to fit everything in. She appreciates Rob for stepping up because, she was a stay-at-home mom up until the kids got in school. Then she started doing her own little thing in her career. And so Rob did step up a bit, but she came home one night. Rob didn't cook dinner and she had to feed the family and she was through with it. And so she said, we got to come up with a solution because something's got to give. She thinks that it would be a great idea for the children to cook 1 meal a week, okay? And so Rob said, hey, babe, I don't have a problem with that. But what I do have a problem with is making sure that you follow through with what you're going to say. Because you have a tendency of setting up these rules and regulations and then not following through with me when I come through to enforce them. Tia said, listen, my mom was insane. And we have 2 different parenting styles. If I didn't clean the kitchen, my mom would empty all the dishes on my bed until it was done. Rob, you just like to talk and nothing gets done. But I like to fuss, scream, and get a little insane so the kids know that I mean business. And so they're trying to figure out a balance between the two of how to get results and not be so wore out and tired all the time with the kids and the marriage and the work and everything that's going on. So I thought that was a cute little scene. Anything on that, Diva?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know, Emmanuel said he has a hard time connecting with Tia as opposed to Angel, and I'm actually feeling the same way. I feel like Tia is phony. I'm getting phoniness from her. Beautiful family though. Family is absolutely gorgeous. The kids are gorgeous. I like the husband. I'm feeling like she's trying too hard. She's doing too much. I feel phoniness from her, especially when they went outside to talk, her and her husband, and she talked about the day she came home and he didn't cook, and they was waiting for her to cook. And even going back to the first day when she said he's like her nanny or whatever. I don't know. I'm not connecting with Tia. And maybe I need more time. Yeah, the yards were a mess. Maybe I need more time, but I'm just feeling, because even when Dad came in the kitchen, was like, "What's wrong?" She was like, "You're making it a problem." It's no problem. I was like, "What?" Y'all was having a situation. So he came and asked what's wrong, and then they act like the brother was being so gross. I don't know. I'm not connecting with her. Yeah, something strange about her. I just can't put my finger on it. I'm not feeling Angel either. She's a flip-flopper. Yeah, Angel is a flip-flopper too. So I'm not really that connected to Angel either, but I'm more connected to Angel than Tia. Tia just seems like a fraud to me. She seems like she's trying to put on these airs, like she's all the way up there because I was raised here. Well, how long have you been here now, girlfriend? Like, stop.
I am appalled. Oh my God. I totally enjoyed this scene. I felt like they have a very a real family dynamic. Siblings don't get along. Mom, normally always mom and daughters, in my opinion, always try to make it seem like the dad is making a bigger deal about something than it really is. And y'all were arguing. Y'all were having a discussion that seemed a little spicy. So I did not gather that from the conversation. I think she is who she is because she's foreign. We're not used to, she's not from the States. So she has an air about herself. She was born into royalty. That's how I see it. Now, maybe my eyes is wrong. Maybe I need to go take the contacts out and put on the class lens because I do got on the contacts. But maybe I missed it.
With this not understanding, let me say this. I have dealt with, I like to call myself universal because the king, they do, right? But excuse me, I like to call myself universal, meaning that, my whole life I have grown up around all different cultures, right? I have not been isolated to my own culture. So I'm accustomed to, people doing things different. I've been living in this country for a while and I still have my British ways about me. Yeah, that's fine. I think everybody has their cultural ways. I got Jamaican friends. I got friends from all different backgrounds and all of them have their ways. But I think when you got your nose up in the air, whether you are Puerto Rican, Black, British, Jamaican, Spanish, or whatever, I think we all know the universal code when you got your nose up in the air. And I just feel like Tia got her nose up in the air and she's trying to be something she's not. She's trying to come on this TV and show us some side that she think we never saw before. And I'm seeing right through her. I'm not liking it. I'm not connected. I don't see the warm and fuzzy between her and her husband. I really don't. You calling your husband a nanny, scene 1. Scene 2, you come in there, and it has nothing to do with her accent. It has nothing to do with her accent for me. It has everything to do with her behavior. It has nothing to do with her accent. I don't got no problem with her accent. I have all my problems is with her physical behavior. You've seen one, you called your husband a nanny. I don't know how y'all call that warm and fuzzy. And if y'all trying to tell me people from Britain, refer to their husbands as the nannies, I'm gonna say you're crazy, okay? And then when her husband came into scene 2, when her husband comes into the room, she automatically jumps on him talking about, why do you think it's a problem? Y'all was having a problem. The discussion was about one person saying we're going to bring over a couple friends, another person saying they're going to bring over 6. So dad just wanted to get clued into what was going on. And she said, you're making this a problem. I don't know. And then when you go to have a talk with him outside, it's about a time where he didn't cook dinner. And first she tells him that you really helping out a lot, but then she goes back to a time where they waited for her to come home to cook dinner. I was like, I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling this. So I'm not connecting to Tia. It has nothing to do with where she's from, her accents, and all of that. It has everything to do with her actions and what she giving me on the show. I'm not feeling it. Proper is, how can I hear you, Lorraine? But where is proper calling your husband a nanny? I don't know what that have to do with proper. Where is proper when your husband is in the backyard? Now I can see if she said that, you know what, every time I come home late, y'all been waiting for me to cook dinner. She gave us one instance where she came home late and they didn't cook dinner, and he had to let her know, baby girl, I get up like 5 o'clock in the morning too. But go ahead. But I ain't feeling Tia. Y'all can feel her. British, not British or whatever. I'm not into it.
We're going to agree to disagree. I think they are in my opinion, a very average family with average issues. The kids don't get along. The husband and wife, have a very playful back and forth relationship about things that really are going on. I thought it was a real scene. This is the best family scene that I have seen on the Real Housewives of Potomac in a very, very long time. It was real raw in reality TV for me. So I totally enjoyed it. I loved how they went outside and had their adult conversation. Well, listen, we know your ticker don't always be working anyway, so we can't go based off of you.
Oh, child, where my stomach?
You ain't that good of a judge of character, so whatever.
Okay, we'll see how we feel at the end.
We will see. I have been wrong a few times here lately, so I'm open.
Okay.
But yes, overall, I truly enjoy the scene. It's nice seeing another family on the television show, a husband and wife, their children. They have beautiful children. I think they're a beautiful couple, and I am interested to see the workings of their relationship. I'm always very curious in couples and how they work in their relationship, if you may. That's really why I love a lot of the housewife show, or the Love and Marriage shows, because I love watching people's marriages and see how they navigate through the different issues that come in marriage. So it was nice to see their family. Remember when DIva said Shamia was hard in the beginning of the season, and then we all see how that turned out.
Oh my God, y'all! But come on, y'all making my side hurt.
Screaming. Listen.
Yo, Shamia got me with that Sterling. What's that, Sterling lady?
Yeah.
Child, she got me. But right now, I'm taking my stance. I'm not feeling Tia. But go ahead.
You stand on business. We stand on business over here. Okay, now that is what we do. We stand on business. So we gonna see at the end of the season where we stand with Tia. Okay.
Yes.
So rolling into our next scene, we have a little shopping trip with Gizelle and a couple other ladies. And Gizelle is going to make a little announcement to the ladies. So Gizelle, Angel, Wendy, and Tia are all in this scene together. Gizelle and Tia, they come out, and they start the little shopping escapade. Angel comes and, she says, let's see. They haven't seen Angel, since her house event. Angel had her little sound bath and, little house party at her home. They haven't seen Angel since then. Gizelle says that Angel's look wasn't too cute at the, sound bath yoga event. She had on this little yoga outfit. And so
she said that Tia's look wasn't cute.
Tia, sorry. Who did I say? Giselle said Giselle's look.
Angel. You said
yeah. Angel. Gizelle said that Angel's look was, Tia's look was not all of that at Angel's house party. Right. And so Tia said, you're the last one pretty much to talk about anybody's style, because when I moved to Potomac, the people was talking about you. And in her previous profession, I assumed that she kind of helped people build their brand and build, their product, if you may. So trying to help Gizelle dress better and be better. So she reached out to Gizelle in her DMs. Now, Gizelle did not respond to the DM because she never opened it, because according to Gizelle, she only opened DMs with big private parts, okay? Them the only DMs that she be looking at, per her words. Gizelle said those things, not me, okay? So while they were standing there having a conversation, Wendy walks in with legs, and thighs. I said, Wendy, where are all of these little short, little teeny tiny outfits coming from, ma'am? You are too tall. Put some clothes on these legs. It was a nice little white outfit, but I didn't think it was all of that. And so for Wendy to be putting all this money into these fashions, it ain't that cute, girl. So you going to jail based off of stuff that ain't even that cute. Gizelle tells the group that, we haven't been having a lot of fun lately, and so we want to have some fun. And Angel said, well, I thought my event was fun. Y'all didn't have fun? Gizelle said, no. I'm going to show you what fun is. So Gizelle is going to take the ladies on a little surprise trip to an island called Neve. It was Neve, right?
I think Nevis.
Okay. And so they're going to be staying at the Four Seasons Hotel. It's going to be a fabulous island trip. They're going to drink, play games, and have fun. And so everybody's excited and open about it. So the ladies are walking around looking at things. Wendy's picking through the little old lady stuff. She said, who shops here? This stuff is for old people. Well, while Wendy's looking, Angel comes over to see how Wendy's conversation went with Kay the other day. And so Wendy pretty much said it was a waste of time. She was bringing up issues that really didn't matter. It ain't like I stabbed her in the back or talked about her or made her look bad. And so the lady said, well, she did bring up that you talked about, her doing her own makeup. And Wendy said, it's in how you interpretate what I say. And I agree with Wendy. It's in how you take the interpretation. If you take it a shade, then that's your business. Sorry. If you don't, great. That's your business too. But she said she wasn't trying to shade Kay. It just what she asked the question. Okay. It was also brought up in the conversation, that Miss Kay doubled back to Angel and said that she did not say the chin check comment. After admitting that she said it and apologizing for it in front of the group, she then went back behind the group and said to not say chin check. And Gizelle said, well, hold on, because she did say that, and what we're not going to make me is a liar. Because Gizelle said she don't have to lie no more. These girls say enough out of their mouth that she don't have to make it up or lie about it. And so Gizelle said, well, we will be having a conversation about this the next time we're all together. Angel said that she can't believe that Kay would say something like this, especially with the situation that she experienced a few seasons ago. And so Wendy said, well, are you talking about the fight when she got hit upside the head with the bottle? And she said, yes, the physical altercation that happened. Yes. And so, like I said, Angel said that it was disrespectful, out of pocket, out of line, and we don't talk to each other like that. And so we will deal with this situation when we get back. Oh, not fake as a $3 bill. Listen, I'm just going by what my eyes. Now, like I said, they may need to go to Lear's Crafter because it's been a minute. These contacts are a little old, so I may need to update the prescription. But I'm sticking by what I said until the end.
Listen. This scene here, let me say this with this scene here. Mm-hmm. They go to the shopping, right? It's Gizelle, it's Tia, it's Angel, it's Wendy. I think Angel needs to learn how to stand her ground. She does. And I think, like I said, I think it's hard because she's learning, like, how do I fit in with these girls, right? And so when Gizelle wanted to tell Tia about her outfit, I'm like, Gizelle, you the one to talk? Oh, Wendy hired Brittany. Well, that makes sense because that stylist had Edie slaying. Yeah. But I don't like these outfits that he has Wendy in this season, those with those shorts and showing the legs like that. It's just not complimentary to her. You know, I seen her in better. I'll just say that. I definitely seen her in better.
And I think what's also interesting, not to cut you off, but I think what's also interesting is, to me, in my opinion, this is just my little opinion, Potomac is not one of the franchises that's a very fashionable, you know, label, all of that franchise. Atlanta girls have always been about the fashion and the labels. Beverly Hills has always been about the fashion and the labels. Potomac never gave me that. So I also struggle as well with Wendy with trying to put on this persona of this fashion icon, but that's not even what the Potomac girls are known for.
It just...
She's dying on a heel that's so unnecessary. That's not even realistic for the girls.
Right. So this whole scene there, what do I really want to say about it? It was what it was. Gizelle announces the trip. When she told Angel that her event was boring, I think Angel feelings was hurt. Because, you know, I mean, you the newbie in the group, you throw a little event at your house, and then for her to come talk about that thing was boring. I mean, that was just so messy, okay? But she was like, well, y'all got to give me the definition of what's not boring. I said, girl, you can't get your feelings hurt with these people, okay? And then Wendy talking about that store was for the grandma shop here. I thought that was a little bit messy, but you know what? Honestly, though, I wasn't seeing too much fashion in the store, but you know, it is what it is, right? Wendy is trying to be the Portia Williams of Potomac. She is, and it's not working. And what she got to understand, though, is Portia got that go naked hair, and everybody is into buying the extensions for a year. So I feel, I don't know, I'm not in Portia's pockets, but I feel that at the end of the day, she getting a pretty penny from that go naked hair, even if she's just sharing a company with somebody. She got the sheets, and everybody needs sheets for their bed. So she has some realistic side ventures that perhaps is bringing her in some extra cash here and there. And then, you know, at the end of the day, the men love her. Just recently divorced Simon, and she was using his money while she was with him. And did you know her baby daddy is not going to see her fall all the way into the ground? So you can't be following behind somebody else when you don't know their pockets and where they getting their finances from. You know what I'm saying?
And apparently she got a new sugar mama too. So
that part. That part. So she's staying in these streets to get her money so she could keep up her, you know, whatever she doing, how she do it. So that scene in the store, even with, you know, Tia, you know, talking to Gizelle and how she slid into Gizelle's DMs talking about, I would help dress you. I think Tia dresses average from what we saw so far. So I don't know why she was sliding up in Gizelle's DMs like she gonna help her get dressed when you gotta help yourself first. Okay. God bless the child that has his own and helps himself. Like, you can't be out here helping people and you need help too. So we haven't seen, you know, Tia showing up, slaying down the street. So I'm like, please, okay. So, you know, that scene was what it was. But I think that Angel did mess up in that scene by trying to come off all big and bad, talking about, you know, I don't think she came back and said she didn't chin check. She didn't say those words, chin check. And I take that very seriously and blah, 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 whatever. I think she came back too strong and then it came back to bite her.
Yes. With this whole scene, I'm very interested. I do remember that New Orleans trip that Gizelle hosted earlier in the years. And so that was a pretty good trip. So I'm very interested to see how Gizelle is going to do this go around as well. As she said, Karen is locked up in jail. So who else is going to host? Of course, the Grand Dame can't do it. So here comes Gizelle. So we'll see how that turns out. Overall, I really enjoyed the scene, for a little shopping scene. I thought it was very nice little scene. Also for Angel, you put 20 on 10 for sure. You were very heightened in frustration because you said you and your friend would never talk like that to each other. Even last week, you said that you do the chin checking, okay? That you don't get chin checked. You do the chin checking. So I'm very curious on as we roll into this next scene, how things got twisted up, where your chin checking went left. You did have a lot of energy in this scene right here. You were very upset. You did not like it. And so since we're talking about it, let's roll on into it, Diva. So in our final scene, we do have Kay. She's hosting at her new condo, a little brunch, a pre-brunch for the Preakness. And so we see Greg. Greg is back on the camera screen. And Kay said what she has realized in this relationship that, everybody can't do everything to please you. Basically, Greg has got to support in the best way that he can. She's got to receive the best of whatever he's going to give. Okay? So, Greg goes downstairs to help Mama Kay come in the house. And so Mom comes in. And as you said earlier, I don't know if you said this on here, if we were on the phone, I can't remember. But Kay's mom is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
Class, elegance. It was all there. I felt it in the room. You could still feel the tension between her, Greg, and Kay. She's not a big fan of Greg. As it was shown in earlier this on the first episode, I want to say she's not supportive of the relationship. But if this is what Kay wants to put up with and be there with, Mama's going to be there to support. We have our first guest that comes in, which is Stacey. Stacey arrives first. She received a welcome. I'm not going to call it a warm welcome, but she's received a welcome from Kay. Stacey immediately went over and greeted Greg as well. She spoke to Stacey's mom. And so, she said, so, Greg, are you staying here? Are you guys together? Are you not? Because Stacey's trying to keep up with the storyline as well, okay?
Come on, Stacey getting in the business.
Stacey's learning. She's taking the cues, okay?
Woo! Come on, Stacey.
Clocking my storyline. Let me clock some of these.
Let me clock these. Come on, Stacey. Give it up to Stacey. Somebody in the chat said earlier, Stacey is holding her own. She's holding her own.
She holding her own. She did.
Yeah.
Stacey had a whole scene with a whole non-castmate. That was pretty good.
That was real good.
Pretty good scene.
Yes, it was.
Stacey doing what needs to be done to get this check, and I ain't mad at her.
So yes, you staying here, but this is hers, but you still going to your house too. Come on, Stacey.
It's even a clock here, girl. Listen, she only got 50% of her check allegedly last season, so she got to get the full with this season.
Okay, come on, Stacey. She doing it. She doing it. I ain't mad at her. I said, well, Stacey.
Okay. As you said, she asked, are you staying here? Are you staying there? Greg says, well, I stay both, but I mainly stay at my house. We just kind of go back and forth, but this is Kay's space, okay? So I was confused. I don't know if they're together, if they're not. We just bounce it back. We just do it whatever we want to do, okay? But Stacey got the tea for us. So thank you, Stacey, for clearing it up because we need a clarification. We need it. So next up, we have Ashley that comes in. She's welcomed into Kay's condo. Gizelle follows in through after. And so Kay said that she was very disappointed in Gizelle's fashions. I don't know what you were expecting. As I said, these girls are not the fashion girls. So I never expect too much of anything from anybody on this cast. Let's see. Tia shows up. Let's see. Wendy comes in, and then Angel is the last to come. So this is supposed to be a little brunch, little moment that we are hosting before we go to the next event. And so Gizelle wanted to find out, well, if this is supposed to be Wendy's event, why are we at Kay's house? Because this is supposed to be Wendy's event. And so Kay said, well, people like to play first, better, best, aka Wendy. And so, you know, Wendy's basically said that the event, you know, afterwards was hers. So I came over here. And so Wendy felt, you know, yet again, Kay is throwing this unnecessary shade for what? It's giving you're obsessed with me. You want to continuously have an issue. You want to continuously have a problem. And for what? We really have no real beef. Stacey also, you know, asked, you know, what's the issue with you and Wendy? And what's the issue with me as well? Because apparently Kay still has an issue with Stacey. Wendy said, it's amazing that you have all of this energy, you know, when in reality, you double back and went to your friend and said that you didn't chin check her, that you never said that. And so Gizelle also brought up the situation about the chin check as well, because it's given that you're making me a liar. And I'm many things, but a liar is not one of them. Angel said that it wasn't that she did not believe what Gizelle was saying, but she didn't think that her friend would say those things about her because it's disrespectful and it's aggressive, unnecessary. Kay said, well, let me say this. I believe that the situation was heightened, and I do apologize. And Angel, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. Because what had happened was Wendy said, well, you got a whole lot of energy the other day when we was out shopping, and you said you was going to have a conversation with your girl, but now it's giving that y'all had a little sidebar conversation and your girl told you not to come and check her, and now you laying low. Wendy was very confused on why then Angel started coming for her, because Angel said, you're trying to call me a fake friend, and I'm not a fake friend. And so Kay said, well, it is fake if you went and said that you were going to come and say something to me about this whole situation. But I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt because situations can be heightened, and I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to believe that everything was all trying to be said in good standings. Angel then became upset with Wendy because she felt that Wendy was trying to come for her. Like I said, it just turned the dinner into a whole messy situation. So the ladies left the table in confusion per usual, okay? We went on down to the truck or to the bus to head on down to the main event. And so DIva, well, before that, Greg came over and gave Kay some money. Said, go down there and spend the money on the horses. Bring a couple of dollars back, okay? The ladies going down to the bus. I believe that Kay was very intoxicated once we got to the bus, DIva. She was very belligerent. She had a lot of mean things to say to Stacey. A lot of mean things to say to Wendy. She wasn't very nice to her so-called friend Angel either. I don't know. The ladies wanted to give a cheers and a toast to the event. And Gizelle wanted to throw in a little cheers for Angel as well. Because it didn't seem like Angel was, you know, taking things well. And Angel said, you know, I am feeling some type of way. Because I feel that people are trying to misconstrue my feelings and my emotions about what I said and what I felt.
She said, I'm angry. She said, I'm angry.
Angry. And she didn't like it. And so, DIva, that pretty much ends off this, you know, last episode because, or this part of the episode. Because after that, Stacey and her got into it. She talks about Stacey. Kay was all over the place. She was chin-checking everybody. Okay?
Ooh, let me say this. I think Lorraine says she don't think that lunch was necessary. I think the lunch was necessary. And I think the lunch was fire. It was low-key fire. Okay? Because you had Kay's mother sitting in the background ready to pop off any second.
She was.
She went and stood over at the, what was it? Whatever that level was at fireplaces. She was ready to pop off. If they would have, and that's why I think Kay has so much mouth. I think she has so much mouth for you because she knew her mother was back there. And if anything really checked off, her mother was going to step in. Okay. So mama was there to back her up. Let me tell you what I think happened with Greg. I think Greg realized that Kay wasn't playing with him. Sometimes when we're in relationships, people get used to you, right? And they think that because you have taken so much, they think that you're going to continue taking it, right? And so when Kay was moved into that house and he wasn't supporting her, and she just felt like, because he played that out on the screen last season. She looked crazy on the screen last season because of him. So you know what Kay said? I'm good. I'm done. And she went and got her condo. So when she went and got her condo, he said, okay, hold on, wait a minute. Because at the end of the day, he got 3 kids. He got 3 young kids. And I'm sure he got to pay child support for that. And don't forget, he was using Kay as a worker. She wasn't just the girlfriend. She was his slave. She was his worker. Remember, she was helping with his business and all of that. So when he lost Kay, he lost a girlfriend. He lost a worker. He lost everything. So when she went over there and he realized he had to figure that thing out on his own, he decided, let me get my life together and I'm going to support her. Okay, so now he coming back supporting, and he figured it's better if I show up 10 minutes on this screen and still got my worker and my girlfriend than to not show up at all. So shout out to Greg for reading the room, and now he's on the screen and he even giving her money. Okay, and so shout out to Greg for that. Now, in terms of this luncheon, like everybody said, if Kay didn't say chin check Angel before, she chin checked her at that table, and Angel would say check. And I'm telling you, I feel like she had all of that smoke with her because her mama was there. So she won't sit there talking about, well, you know what? Because she wanted to shut it down. She said, you know what, Angel? I can see how you felt some type of way. And yes, I did say it. I'm sorry. And that conversation you had with them, let it be the last. I said, what? She said, let it be the last time. Everybody was like, what the heck? She chin-checked up. So I know that Angel was rising up. I know the heat, because the heat would have been in me too. So she had no chance because Kay must got something on her. Because she didn't have no choice but to turn the smoke on to Wendy. And I'm going to give this to Wendy. Angel turned on her for no reason.
None.
I'm like, how are you turning on her? She's just telling you what everybody else saw when y'all was at the store. You had all this heat and smoke for Kay.
And in reality, you didn't have no smoke for Gizelle, and Gizelle brought all of this up at the dinner in the first place.
That part.
So where was the smoke for Gizelle?
And then Kay was sitting there like, oh, really? Y'all was at the store and she said that? She was like, wow. She was like, wow. Because, you know, Wendy was like, yeah, you brought up how could she say that and how could she do that when she know what happened to her last year with the fight? So I was like, and Kay was sitting there like, really? Really? She said, well, let that be the last time y'all had that conversation. And she pointed her finger. I said, oh, okay, that's how we doing it? This what your friend of 20 years is doing to you at the table at her house? Okay. So Wendy said Kay doesn't like Gizelle. I'm sure she doesn't, because every time you turn around, you hear Kay saying to other people, you don't even like her. You don't even like her. So why are you doing this? Kay is messy. Kay is real messy. And so, and where I felt like it got even messier, I do feel like Kay, she got the nerve to talk about how Wendy's treating her, but that's the same way she's treating Stacey, or even worse. Stacey said, how do you say you want to be my friend, but everything you did, you didn't invite me to none of it?
None of it.
So Kay is messy. I'm seeing her now. She's messy. I'm not liking the way she's moving. But we're going to see how this all plays out. But she is very messy. She also put Angel on blast when she said, do you like her talking about Wendy? Wait, what did you say? She did put,
she made a comment.
Yeah. I got it. I was reading it wrong, Penny, but you are correct. She said to Angel, like, do you even like her? Talking about Wendy. He was like, you don't like me? What did I do to you? Yo, Kay is messy.
Mean girl.
Messy. She's a mean girl. She's messy. And the way she's doing Stacey, I think, is deplorable. So when they get in this ride and they do the toast and they try to revamp, but Angel's still feeling some type of way. And then when Kay choked on the champagne or whatever happened, and Wendy was like, "Use your dress." I said, "See Wendy playing." She said, "That's your friend of 20 years." She said, let her use your dress to wipe her face." I said, "Yo, they giving us a show." I don't know how this trip is going to go for a year, because these friendships are just, it's all over the place. It's a lot. And they was playing, I mean, Wendy played Angel. She said, "No, use your dress. Use your dress." And she was like, "No, you use your dress." When she said, "No, mine is made out of this. Yours is made out of cotton." She said, "Use your dress to wipe her."
You know, also at that dinner table, you know, I love the fact the people had Wendy's back. Even Ashley. Ashley said, "Yes, we need clarification because we're confused. Are you mad at Kay or are you not? Give us clarification, because you had a whole lot of energy for her the other day, a whole lot of it." And the ending of it's made me question. Now, if anybody I question and is fake, it's Angel, not Tia. Angel.
Angel got chin checked.
Angel is confessional gangster, but when it comes to saying stuff in real life, you had nothing to say. Nothing. She was pointing her finger at you. She said she was going to give you this last chance. I mean, she checked you so good. Gizelle in her confessional said, now that's how you check somebody. That's a chin check. Everybody at the table was stunned.
She said, "Let this be the last time."
The people were like, what?
Royaire had to roll it back.
Mm.
And Angel was just sitting there. I know where Angel see this, because you know they film it. I know where Angel saw herself on TV. When she saw last night's episode, she wanted to die.
Mm.
What's Angel at? What's her Instagram? I want to ask, is she okay?
Yeah, I'll pull it up.
We gotta ask Angel, is she okay? Because this is sad. She chin checked her. She sure did.
Here she go.
Where's she at? Let me see.
Let's see. Here.
You be knowing how to find the people.
Here. Okay, with your little, okay, we see you with your flute, girl. All right.
That picture is pretty.
I think this is fabulous. This is super cute.
That is cute, but it don't look like her. Maybe as the season went on, she lost weight.
Okay.
No, I'm asking.
Oh, I don't know.
You stupid. I don't know why I deal with you sometimes.
I wasn't expecting that doesn't look like her. That to me.
We don't, right? It's not what we seen on the TV. And you know what I didn't like? You know what I didn't like? I didn't like when Gizelle said, "What is going on with her breast?"
Yeah. I didn't like that either. That's why I didn't even mention it, because I was like, I'm not gonna even. Yeah.
I didn't think anything was wrong with her dress. How she
I didn't either. She got some big boobs like everybody else. Get what?
Yeah, she sure do. So, like, what's the big deal? Oh, they got a cute family. They definitely got a cute family.
So cute. This is
adorable.
So right. Oh!
And what I really like is, because with a lot of these NFL players, they don't seem to stay with their wives. Like, you know, it's so much. So the fact that these two are still together, I really do love it. But Angel is gonna have to tighten this thing up, because Kate played her on that screen. She played her.
She didn't play her. She checked you, boo. You got checked.
Yeah, she got checked. She said, "Let this be the last conversation."
Oh my God.
Oh God. I said, "Woo, child." That was wild. And Angel just sat there. I'm like, "Girl, use your words. You're gonna tell me when I'm gonna have the last conversation about something.
Lawson, a lot of the celebrities are doing this now. I don't think it's weird. I think it's very healthy, in my personal opinion. So many people think that they have a right to get on your page and just say whatever they want to say, and it's unacceptable. Some stuff you just need to keep to yourself. Some people are just Instagram bullies, and just say the meanest stuff. And I think that is a lot of why a lot of the people in the Real House are not, but in the reality world and in the fame world, they have all these surgeries. They do all of this because you're constantly listening to the opinions of others. And as much as people say that they don't care about what people think and say, we care. It's just human nature.
Oh, I see that. You know what, then, on your note, what you saying, you know what, that is a great way to protect yourself. And you know why I'm going to say that too, Royaire? It's because even under our videos, the people be wilding out sometimes.
They can be very mean.
Yeah, and so you know what I do now? Because I don't need a subscriber that bad. I block them. I'm not even dealing with you. You could get blocked. I don't need you as a subscriber. And here's the thing, I'm okay with, because the people be saying, Diva, you said blah blah blah, and I just laugh. If it's all in fun and good, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? But if you come in and straight out being mean and nasty, then I ain't got nothing for you. You getting blocked, and I'm moving forward. I'm not playing them games anymore because people get nasty. So you're right. That is a good way to protect yourself, is to limit the comments. Because you're right. People think they could come to your page and just say whatever the heck they want.
Yes. Lorraine did mention that she recently had a baby. Monique also said that she's breastfeeding. So maybe that's why her breasts are just so large in that dress. I don't know. I didn't see anything wrong with it, but these are valid points.
I see a cute little girl on her page. I see a beautiful little girl. Listen, here's the thing, though. Whether
her daughter is one, they just showed that. She's a baby.
Yeah. Even if she just had a baby, I didn't think there was anything wrong with the way she looked when she came to it. Yeah, I thought she looked fine. Gizelle is definitely a hater.
Yes.
Gizelle definitely is. She has beautiful kids. These kids are gorgeous.
They are gorgeous.
They're just a cute, adorable family. They really are. They're an adorable family. But now, okay, I like that. That's a way for these celebrities to save themselves. Put your comments on limited. You could come look, but you ain't going to be wilding out on my page. Period. Period.
How you doing?
How you doing?
So, everyone, that was our recap of season 10, episode 3 of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Chin Check. At the end of every episode, we like to receive your thoughts and opinions on the episode. So on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best, please leave your ratings down below in the comment section, and we will come to those just in a moment to get those ratings. 1 for the worst, 10 being the best. Diva, I'm giving this episode a 9. This was a 9. I enjoyed it from beginning to end. I was able to watch it several times and not get bored because I caught something new every time I watched it. Totally enjoyed it. I'm excited to see what else is going to come forward this season.
I'm rolling with you, Royaire. I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9 because we didn't see the chin check last week. We saw it this week. I'm giving it a straight up 9 for the chin check. That's how you chin check somebody, and you chin check them to their face. So nobody gotta come back and tell you, Royaire. She chin checked her to her face. She let her know, don't let that happen ever again. Don't you let this be the last conversation.
Oh my God.
I'm telling you, Angel. She said, I'm telling you, Angel, let that be the last conversation. Whatever conversation y'all had.
Listen, and then Emmanuel got me with this one, talking about don't forget Stacey telling Kay, you're gonna chin check me too.
And then Ashley with her BS talking that was low.
That's why I didn't even address it. I was like, girl, bye.
Yeah, bye. Girl, bye. Y'all brought up the chin check situation way before that. Andrew herself brought it up. So now that Stacey's saying it is so low, it's so obvious that they just don't like Stacey.
Yes.
But you know what? Stacey threw that in there at the right time.
Yeah. She clocked in. Stacey clocked in this season.
Stacey clocked in.
You
better get your check, Stacey.
Get your money, your whole check this season.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Fresh Strawberries. She said, I'll rate this one.
Okay, yeah. So Fresh Strawberry, she's gonna rate this a 10. Did not watch the episode. Thank you for watching us. We appreciate your love and support. I see somebody else said earlier that they don't watch the show, but they're here to support us. And so we really appreciate y'all coming through and watching us. We do this for our own entertainment because we love, talking and, enjoying each other, but also for y'all too. Y'all bring so much joy and happiness when we do this. Y'all help us remember the stuff that we forget. Y'all bring up good points and good comments. So we appreciate y'all each and every time for joining us as well. We really, really do. So let's see. Katera is giving this an 8. Monique is giving it an 8. Stacey having all the backbone, okay? All of it. Emmanuel is giving it an 8 out of 10. I can't wait for Jazzy to drag Kay next week. Lawson is giving it an 8. Lorraine is giving it an 8 as well. Flip is giving it an 8. He enjoyed the episode. Let's see. Strawberry gave us a 10. Katrina is giving us a 9. Well, I guess it was y'all took an hour and a half. So we deserves a 9. Thank you so much. We have a long show. We have a long show. Thank you guys for staying tuned for so long. Thank you. Let's see. Mary Gold is giving this an 8. It's hard with Wendy in the back of my mind. Yeah, it is hard. It is hard. I definitely have made the decision going forward, Diva, that I'm not going to pay attention to this Wendy stuff for now so that I can make an honest an honest opinion on what I see, going forward in this season. But it has been hard. Why is Ashley here? That is a great question, Austin. Why is she here? Why are you here?
Yeah. We're going to need her to actually clock in. And then she was like, what did she say in her confessional? It really makes me want to do something to Stacey because she said that. Girl, go sit down, Ashley. Go sit down.
It makes her want to check Stacey. Girl.
Yeah. Remember that time that Robin got in Ashley face?
Yes.
Yeah, Ashley, you ain't going to do nothing to nobody. Go
scary as a little punk. Stop.
Yeah, go sit down. Yeah.
And then Lady Lynn, she is giving this episode a 9 as well. So it looks like Bravo listened to us, Diva. We told them episode 2 was boring. We needed to pick up, and they picked it up. They brought it. So thank you, Bravo.
Amen.
Thank you, Bravo. Let's see. Little English Rose is giving it a 9.5. She loved the pre-lunch. Chin check. Listen, that was the best scene of the night.
Yes,
the best scene.
Now because tell her to shut up.
Just and don't say nothing else about it.
Let this be the last time. The last conversation.
What I will say, Mary Gold, is that at least Gizelle is carrying the show. She's carrying the storylines. Mm-hmm. She's making sure the information is getting back to who it needs to get to. Ashley's not doing anything. So, waste of time.
Yeah.
Mitchell Williams, is it Michelle? Maybe it's Michelle. Michelle Williams is giving us a 7 as well. Okay. Well, Diva, anything before we get out of here? Any final thoughts?
Did I have fun? I got a good laugh.
Yeah.
And do me a favor, Royaire, don't you ever.
Oh my God.
Child, that was so embarrassing.
We do the chin checking, Diva. We do the chin checking.
Oh my God. Royaire, that was so embarrassing. I was like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed for her.
Yeah, that was a rough moment, and I'm curious to see how Angel is going to recover from this, because you did a whole lot of talking about you being the chin checker. You definitely gave off the energy that you don't play those games, that it was disrespectful. You were really upset out at the shopping event. You know, you were pissed. You were really, really upset. You
Even told your husband
even at your house when you hosted the event and it came up.
But even she told her husband separately about it. Only to get chin checked for real.
We gotta get out of here because we
gotta go.
Listen, we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. We totally enjoy doing this every single Monday. So make sure you continue to join us on Mondays at 6 p.m. for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap. We also are recapping the Braxtons. The Braxtons are back for season 2. We did our second episode on yesterday, Sunday evening at 4, or Sunday afternoon at 4. So if you missed that, you can go back to either Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva or Royaire's World to check out those 2 recaps, episode 1 and 2. We will be back. You got something going on next Sunday?
Yeah, next Sunday I do. Again, next Sunday is my book club. Yes. But we'll figure it out.
Stay tuned. We'll let you guys know on our community page if we're going to drop a pre-recorded episode or if we're going to do it another day. So stay tuned for that. We will let you guys know. But make sure you stay up to date on all of our recaps that we are doing. Married to Medicine is gearing up for their season 12. So we're getting ready for Married to Medicine. We'll be recapping that. And Atlanta, Cynthia just announced today that they are about halfway through their filming season. So Atlanta will be back here soon as well. So we got plenty of recapping going on around here. Make sure you stay tuned to both of our channels. Diva, are you going live tonight for Trending Topics?
I am. It's going to be a little later, but I'm going.
Make sure you join Chronicles of the Gray-Haired Diva for Trending Topics tonight. I'm sure she'll have some great stories. Oh my God, before we go, I got to talk about this Diva. Yes. Do you remember Ajak Owens? The young lady, she was shot by her neighbor through the door.
Yes, because on Netflix they have
Yes.
Did you see it? Oh, you froze up, Royaire. Darn it. Well, let's wait till Royaire unfreezes, but I did hear that Netflix show was really, really good. And people said that they were crying after seeing that show. Crying. Royaire, let me write to Royaire. Go out and come back in. Let's see if Royaire will recover and froze. Do y'all hear Royaire? Because I don't. He froze for me. Are y'all hearing Royaire? Let me know in the chat. All right, he might have left to come back in. We'll see if he comes back in, if it'll all work out for him. In the meantime, y'all probably see I'm trying to grow my hair. We're going to see how it goes. What is the title of the show? I want to say it's something neighbor. It's something The Bad Neighbor or something like that. Let me go to my Netflix while we're waiting for Royaire, and let me see if I could pull it up. Let me see. It's something neighbor. I think Royaire is coming.
Sorry, the internet completely. Okay, but yes, the movie was really, really good, Diva. I totally enjoyed it. Am I still free?
You watched it. I can hear you. Okay. What is it called? The Perfect Neighbor, right?
The Perfect Neighbor. Yes. It was so good. Very touching, moving movie. She was found guilty. She received a sentence of 25 years for manslaughter. So, I watched it. I just wanted to bring it up because I know we covered that story together. Yes, I know that we were really pushing for an arrest for her because it took so long for the woman to be arrested. But she did get arrested. She was accused. She was found guilty. And she is serving her 25 years behind bars, which will probably be for the rest of her her life because she was not a young woman. So
how are the kids doing?
We did not get a update on the children, but they did dedicate this movie to the children on behalf of their mother. And so hopefully some proceeds will as well go to the family during this tragic loss for them. Such a horrible situation. The kids did talk about, or the documentary did talk about, how the kids felt that this was all their fault. They went to get their mother to defend them because the lady was hassling with the children, and so they went and got their mother, and the punishment that the neighbor gave, it was not in comparison to what the mother did to the neighbor. All she was doing was banging on the door and wanting her to come outside to address her about bullying her children. An old woman bullying these young kids who ain't doing nothing but just being kids and having fun in the neighborhood. That's all they was doing. That's all they were doing.
Super sad. Super sad. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
Yes, if y'all have not watched that, please go watch it. Please support it. It was a beautiful story, Diva. I think also the way that they told the story, this movie was strictly filmed based off of police camera and security cameras in the investigation rooms. They literally told the story as it unfolded through the police cameras.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna watch it.
So it was really, really good. So I said that I was going to do a video about that, and just kind of go back over that, because I know that we really, really were chanting and hoping for an arrest and a conviction in that case. And it did happen. So I'm glad to see that came to pass. But thank y'all for joining us. Sorry it took, we had some difficulties tonight, but we totally appreciate each and every one of you for joining us. Make sure you hit the like button on both channels. Make sure, if you're not a subscriber, to subscribe to Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva and Royaire's World. Join Diva tonight for trending topics, and we will see y'all next week again for our recap of the Braxtons, which comes on Friday nights at 8 p.m. and then we'll be recapping next week as well. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll catch y'all later on. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
What's up, beautiful people? It's your boy Royaire from Royaire's World. Diva and I are back, and we are recapping season 2 of the Braxtons. Yes, the girls are back, and it's filled with mess. Well, apparently Ashley the niece has some family tea, Tawanda's getting married, and Tony and Tamar, just check out the preview. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to both Royaire's World and Chronicles of the Gray Hair Diva, and your notification bells on all, that way you don't miss a beat for season 2 of the Braxtons. And remember, it's all in good fun.
Royaire's World.